Hi folks, we are coming towards the end of the top 8 stage in the Thrones World Cup. The Slovenia-China match is at 3-2 in favor of China at the moment, and we have probably the final game that you are going to watch on this channel from this one. So it's the Lanny mirror against between Manifest God for us and Reigns for China. It's not the Rashi Cersei type Reigns, although Cersei is in there. It's the shadowy type, and Manifest God is of course Clansman. And yes, so yeah, we should have been ahead really at this point. We had some chances and wasted them, and we're left with these last three games that are kind of impossible matchups. So I think I can't really see China not closing this, but maybe some miracle happens and Peter gets his Tywin setup. Well, if there's one deck that can just play Morghulis, it's this one, honestly. Yep, does that immediately into Vanquish, so best Vanquish can do, I guess, is now try to get to claim Intrigue. Just won't be anything in play, I think. Tywin dead, there is close call if another one is drawn. And yeah, the Econ without Tywin now not as good either, so I think Moonlight here will play some kind of gold mine or something, I would imagine. Or put something else in shadows. Let's just see when I say gold mine. Yeah, there are gold mines, of course. Lannister, yeah, perfect. Going first with zero claim, but Reigns is a possibility. You can Lannister into a... Can you Lannister into an Intrigue icon that wins by 5 alone? Probably not, actually. But then 2 gold will be left after the gold road trigger. Peter plays Econ. 8 cards in hand, so he has some ambush in the deck, so something should be coming in, I think. We'll be able to get the Tywin icon as well, so Intrigue if that's the choice. Let's see. Ah, paint the dogs. It's doing Intrigue. I mean, Lan is over reserve anyway. I guess you can get cards that are above average. Okay. It's another character that can do military or stay there to win dominance. Yeah. Paint the dogs doesn't escape. It's not getting killed now because Morghulis is gone. So you can leave it so that you don't have to pay for it again. And now comes the Econ stuff, right? For Lanny Reigns, this deck actually plays this Morghulis to Harris and then all the Econ plots, including at the gates. And yeah, the gates is the one that Peter didn't really want to play Summer Harvest into. There's Pentoshi and 2 Late Summer Feast. Okay, there is also trade routes, so that would have been even worse. Thing that amazes me a little bit. So it's all the Econ plus, no counting coppers or anything like that, but this deck just for some reason always doing really well with cards. And there's one of the reasons why. Bubbles in play. And enough gold with the gold road to get Sir Robert Strong or anything big from shadows. First player though, so stuff will need to come out if he wants to do challenges. Painted dogs on the other side. Just the one copy here. But enough to cause problems. Tyrion tries to defend and succeeds, okay. Well, at least that's Sir Robert Strong gone. Kills a clansman, so now clansman is on top, but no renown on top. Usually you want clansman really on top, but Moon Brothers is not the best one. Yeah. The problem here is there's no huge power gain, and the range deck resists this kind of aggro strategy. Can play without the board as well, has the bigger hand, the better recon, stuff in shadows, so it's going to resist until it starts playing, and it's incredibly good in the late game. That's why we didn't really fancy this matchup, or at least I didn't. Tyrion's going to try to get another unopposed, but that just amounts to 3 power in total. No close call in the Reigns deck, so needs to be patient to find dupes, I guess, if cards like Cersei will come in. So late Summer Feast, now there's a bit more urgency to flip into something else with the agenda. That's a lot of gold, so... By the way, 2 copies of Clever Feint in this one. Interesting, both players have this faction card Nil that clashes with the agenda. Clever Feint clashes with Reigns, and Peter has the Iron Bank will have its due, and also Moon Brothers. Of course, Reigns doesn't really need to that desperately flip into new plots. I mean, if that's your strategy, that always is bad. You need to be able to win without the Reigns plots. Whereas Manifest God, I guess, well, it's a choice. Pinch on Tyrion straight away just to abuse the bowels a little bit. And we have this one now, Tunnels. That's going to raise the strength, and it's going to raise it so obnoxiously that it's going to be difficult to defend against Pinch. Peter doesn't have his jumping locations yet. Maybe get some of them in play now. There we are. And 4 gold. That's 1 painted dog's worth of gold. Not enough for painted dogs and widows well though. And
It's enough because there's the agendas, right?
what?
It's enough for painted dogs because it's reduced by 1 and then Widow's Wail as well.
Oh, we have the -1 on shadows, sure, okay. Yeah, I always forget about that. Okay, so puts in that painted dogs but doesn't defend. What's the plan? To kill painted dogs? Oh, to use Podrick. Okay, that's a thing. So that's Robert Strong dead. And military overcome. Okay. Plus a card for Light Summer Fist. So that went alright. Now what? Still going to be 2 challenges coming through with that pinch threat, I think. Just to be annoying. Or does he pass here? Ah, brings a stealth in as well. Everyone, okay. So really trying for the range trigger. What's the threat? Game of Thrones? No. Field Accusations? Possibly. Pointy End? Could be. Get rid of the dupe. Varys' Riddle does nothing and power behind the throne. Okay, so guess Pointy End to be able to pinch immediately. Attaches Widow's Wail to Tyrion. That protects him from Pointy End. You'd have to lose the attachments if you were going to do that now, so that's a bit of a waste actually for the range deck here. So now probably still going to want to flip out of Late Summer Fist, or maybe not, I don't know. He plans to win any more challenges. But now I guess the thing to do is something else. Unless he wants to discard. No, okay, goes Field Accusations. Painted Dogs can stand Tyrion though. Ooh, and losing Red Keep sucks. That's some protection against the tunnels strength boost. And here we go, that's yeah, that will now force Tyrion to oppose this, right? Unless Peter wants Tyrion pinched. He does, okay. Okay. So I guess it's going to play a reset now. I want to say we are actually doing well, countering some of the tricks, but look at the power now. We're actually already behind. So even seemingly doing okay, it's not quite enough, and the Hound just defends everything. Hmm. Yeah, that's a good one. Ooh, loses mountains. Interesting. And Gunter, these are decent cards, so I guess something decent still in hand. And there we are, Muguris into Late Summer Fist, and now that's the threat of getting rid of those undupable characters gone, and now if Cersei comes in, things are going to start to be annoying. Pinch is going to be recycled as well. Peter goes first with no claim. Okay. So Tyrion can trigger off himself, does he? This is also always really difficult to follow what exactly is happening. So he has limit once per round, hasn't triggered yet. Okay, so I think Peter passes and takes that one card for Late Summer Fist or whatever. Yeah. And Moonlight can get challenges because it's unopposed and over reserve, so doesn't really mind. I don't think he'll even flip out of this. Gets Tyrion's insight as well. And this is unstoppable. I mean, you can play Painted Dogs, try to oppose. That's a pretty safe thing to do, honestly. What's the plan? Okay, it's going to take Bronze Gold. That's as good as anything.
Does he still have his own painted dog? Moonlight?
Sorry?
Does Moonlight still have his own painted dog? Or did something happen to it?
That should be in hand, yes. Or is it dead? No, it's in hand, I think. Okay, just goes Game of Thrones. Slightly weird, I mean. Why? Because Peter has finished challenges, so he's not going to do an intrigue or win an intrigue or do any challenge either way. Just doesn't want Late Summer Feast, and this is, I guess, the most useless plot to flip into. You can put Painted Dogs in to oppose. The problem is the moment it's losing, it needs to be claimed, and then you may as well take it back before it can properly oppose. So yeah, there's nothing really to gain. This is dangerous. Yeah, wins on the attack. And now the Hound will stay in play. Oh, not stay in play, I mean stay in play to be discarded. Can't escape. He's over reserved though, so fair enough, and it's 8-4. Yeah, this matchup is not fun. Need to either outrush it or somehow be able to play against it in the late game, which means lots of little cancels and barring the gates and location control and stuff like that. Maybe a Mad King's command, it's not very good. Otherwise, aggro definitely doesn't work that well against it. Okay, now what happens with this? I guess the order doesn't really matter that much. Yeah, Peter doesn't want to go first anymore. Well, what's the plan here? Why? That's a misclick of some kind from Moonlight. I guess he didn't want to. I mean, did he want to refill Braun by getting him in and out somehow? Then he left Tyrion alone to be marched. Yeah, happens. Happens to all of us. If I sound a little bit dejected, it's because I myself had a pretty bad misplay earlier that basically cost me in the game that would have kept us in this match against China. I don't think it's going to be as damaging here somehow though. I mean, Tyrion's gone, it sucks, but Moonlight's still ahead. He has the draw and has the econ, so... Well, but... There comes Halfman's Horde. That actually is some kind of location control. You can assault something like tunnels here or Lannister. The problem is, I mean, those things can just be triggered immediately before any challenges are even done. So, and now actually this is a range trigger because tunnels will give +3. You need to defend, and it's going to defend with Halfman's Horde. It's you can still beat it, but it's not realistically going to trigger Reigns. And hits Myrcella, which is actually well better than hitting Painted Dogs anyway. That's pillaged, sorry. Hence Judgment is the one that's discarded. Anything for the win by 5? No. Hound escapes. And 3 it is, but this time surely we can do something back, can we? Intrigue first. Slightly dangerous. Reigns still hasn't been triggered this round. Can go into something tricky there. Okay. It's going to grab some gold, try to do something. Oof. Why? Takes the dupe. Yeah, Reigns on defense could trigger Marched again or something with Varys' riddle. But there isn't enough strength, I don't think. There we are. And now I think stand Halfman's Horde for another challenge, and then you can Harrenhal Painted Dogs to try again. Assault bowels in the meantime. Or has it... it's done its thing, right? It's limit once, so... Can it assault Lion Gate? Actually, that doesn't help either, because it's... it can trigger even if knelt, so... Can't trigger during the challenge, but it can trigger after. Well, military or no military? Military. With painted dogs, not with Halfman's Horde. Then you needed to escape again. And dominance, okay. Well, not doing too badly apart from the huge number of cards. Mendon Moore going back to trigger again. And Pentosian trade route still available, whereas we have what? Close call, and the last one will be the Harris. This can bring Tywin back to life, I guess. Yeah. I mean, there's no question of killing... Well, could you kill Halfman's Horde? I mean, it's great on top of the dead pile. Depends what the cards in hand are, really. If you have Tywin, Painted Dogs, we know there's Widow's Well. Okay, so Widow's Well and Painted Dogs are the last two cards. I mean, it's costly if Mendon's going to do this. Now we're basically down to those two cards, and Lannister draws in the meantime. Lots of gold. Did we top deck Tywin? Tyrion. Last one. Well. Faction card standing. No stealth in play. But with tunnels there, seems quite difficult actually to stop Reigns. Ha! Had a treachery actually. That was a good card, but of course hand judgment. I mean, when is that not in hand? 22 now. This is a bit more difficult to stop. If you put Painted Dogs and Widow's Well in, that's 10, and you give the general, you can do 15. That's not quite enough, so. And what do you do with Painted Dogs? Do you put it into play? Yeah, you do, before it gets discarded. And Widow's Well, so one's the last card to go, I guess. Which is going to be Tyrion now, because he's getting pinched. Wouldn't it be better to get Widow's Well discarded? Not sure. Well, and Varys' Riddle actually is a good one now. Gets an extra card and resurrects Robert Strong. Up to 12. Yeah. Not super precise play, but it's still good enough, unfortunately. Although I would feel a little bit guilty if we got the win after that March and Duharis interaction clearly didn't go correctly for China due to some kind of misclick. Yeah. Well, Peter can do challenges back, then he can do Harris and leave Cersei alone. Honestly, Painted Dogs could have escaped and you kill Mandon. But yeah. Actually, recycling Mandon, not too bad. Well, we're still in it. Can do the Painted Dogs trigger again to win dominance. And it's going to be tied. 11-11. So the Harris and the last one is what, Pentoshi? And Peter is stuck with Goldmine there now. If he top decks, he can't use that very safely because Cersei is in play and will gain power. Peter goes first. He's not going to aggro though. He can assault if locations are not properly triggered before. And actually uses Goldmine, which gets Cersei to 12 and oof, okay. Could you get some kind of stealth from Milk Snakes? It's really difficult to attack into Tywin. Okay, spend most of the gold though. Can get some with bowels and gold mines to increase his strength. Gold mines, gold roads. Shadow comes in, so his force traction doesn't trigger because it's not ambush. Yeah, and just triggering the stuff immediately before it gets assaulted by Halfman's Horde. That's 12 lines, they're not happening, but shadows could. That's going to gain gold from bowels, which means Tywin is strong enough. Do we still have that Widow's Wail? We should, right? Yeah. Can you increase the strength anymore? No, okay, so that's actually a bit of a waste of Tywin. So Widow's Wail and Painted Dogs is back and the agenda still standing. It's going to do power without any strength boost. For Cersei to kneel, which she does. Is there a way to defend against intrigue?
The power behind the throne.
Power behind the throne is still available, unfortunately.
Okay. Oh, but now it's hard trigger lanes anyway. Okay.
Going to try to intimidate Myrcella. The last challenge, she may as well defend. Well. So Tunnels is one card in Shadows. So I'm thinking we are okay, and problem is we might need to actually try Morgulis now because Cersei is there. And yeah. But what's the plan here? I mean, that loses dominance now. Does it? Oh, it's going to lose anyway because Halfman's Horde will stand, of course. Well, we have initiative if we want it. Or do we Morgulis to get Cersei off the board? Can we win with Vanquish? We Morgulis, okay. Well, 0 claim. Difficult to get unopposed as well, but it is 12-10 now, so a bit more time.
Tyrion is still alive, so we could have claimed by that.
Three Tyrions in the discard pile.
Oh, 3 okay. Too bad.
Okay, now this is digging for cards pretty desperately. I think we might actually pull this through. Then I can really kill myself for how I played the previous game.
Yeah, or me, myself, so. Still have one to redeem yourself?
The hopeless one.
This one looked hopeless as well, and some misplays happened.
Yeah, which I suspect was actually a misclick, and I mean we would have lost if that didn't happen. So I think it's only fair. I didn't misclick in my game. I just had a brain fart. So. Okay, now he's really digging for cards. He can play trade routes if he's found something. The problem is that yeah, I think Tywin will now just win.
If this wins, yeah, if he wins, it's just over. Can try to oppose, but it's gonna do another challenge after that.
Yep. I can't believe we won this. If only we had Peter for another game. He keeps winning and we keep letting him down.
Yeah.
Well played. I mean, okay, he top decked pretty magically there. I used the gold mine into Cersei, knowing he could Morgulis her. Yeah, and it worked. Well played. Yeah, really nicely done. So it's 3-3 now, 2 games to come. I wish it were better matchups, I really do.
I have erased the better matchup, so
Yeah.
what can you do?
Okay, so hope you enjoyed that one. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Bye bye.